Eddie House is back in the house here on Undisputed. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. How you
Back.
doing?
Guess who is at it again on social media? LeBron James strikes again. And Shannon Sharp, could you please read what he just posted on Instagram?
I don't want to read it verbatim, but why you do LeBron like this?
Well, you do him like this.
No, you do it.
Well, do you
All
have it?
he says, when you become lazy, when you are lazy, you become disrespectful to those who believe in you.
Ooh, that's deep.
Who he talking to, Skip?
That's cryptic.
It ain't cryptic. You know what he mean. He said some of y'all lunching.
That's passive aggressive.
Is it?
And then
so what does it mean?
I don't know. They just had a team meeting though, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
I'm saying they just had a team
Isaiah called that meeting. It wasn't.
And they blamed everything on Kevin Love. Said it was here. And I think they have internal issues. Obviously, we see that.
Correct.
And the problem is that the internal problem is the guys that have the problem are the problem. The guys that aren't showing up, the guys that aren't, because I mean Kevin Love, you got to look at Kevin Love he was not the problem. He's the second best player on the team. For anybody to call him out in a team meeting when he's putting up these numbers like this, I mean, and when they're not doing their job, I mean,
they mad at
you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, man, am I doing my job first before I start pointing fingers? Teddy Bruschi says it best: don't point your finger, point the thumb. Right. You know, and I think that's what a lot of these guys need to do. And you know, LeBron calling them out right now in front of he probably did it in the meeting,
right?
But this is for the world to see. And I think he's sick and tired of them being last in defense. They're bottom 10 in every category.
Yes.
And they don't have any business. They have too much talent to be at the bottom of every defensive statistical category.
Even though they're older, pride should come into play and say, you know what? I'm just not going to just let this guy go by me all night. Look, Stanley Johnson, he was a lottery pick, so clearly he got talent. But Skip, the dude had a career high against you. Mm-hmm. I mean, and everybody in the starting lineup had basically 20, except Ish Smith, he had 19.
Well, you don't see that very often.
No. I mean, it's a layup line. Mm-hmm. Nobody can keep anybody in front of him. And then when you slide to help, he kicking the guy getting the layup or the guy getting the mid-range shot or three.
And you know what? That's the problem. They're not showing up. They're reacting, and then they have to get back. And they're not playing for each other. That's the bottom line. Right. You know, first you play for yourself, family, but you have to actually play for your teammates. And they look like they're not playing for each other. It's hard to keep a guy in front of you. Yeah. Everybody's talented. But when you get beat, there should be somebody there. And Pat Riley said it best. You have to help the helper that helped the helper. And they're not even on the first help.
Yeah.
And you played for Pat Riley.
Yes, I did.
Because it's simple, Skip. That ain't my man. My man didn't get beat.
Right.
But you play for the Cavaliers. So he just got a bucket on the Cavaliers.
So could you do me a favor? Could you read that one more time?
I don't lost it.
I can't get it in my head exactly because it's so cryptic.
It's not cryptic.
Yes, it is.
He's saying if you're lazy,
you're
being disrespectful to the people that believe in you. I believed in you. Everybody that's on this roster except you, Isaiah, you're here because of me. Everybody that's on this roster except you, Isaiah, you're here because of me.
What about Jay Crowder?
Yeah, he part of the trade.
Okay.
All that trade. So if you came as part of the package deal, the trade, other than that, D-Wade, Channing, JR, Sean, Tristan, Kevin, Kyle Korver.
Okay, in the break, when you first showed me that cryptic post, my first thought, I'm going to give LeBron a break here. My first thought was that he was doing the thumb, like he was pointing to himself in the mirror, as in he had been lazy last night, that wasn't LeBron. Because, to your point, we talked about earlier, first half, he was pretty engaged. Second half, there we go.
They had it up on the
okay, all right. Second half, he was just out of it, man. And in the fourth quarter, he was really disengaged from the game. I was embarrassed for him. That team has lost 8 straight games, Detroit, and that team is playing without Reggie Jackson to start with, but Tobias Harris, their best player, is now a Clipper, and Blake is not there ready to go yet, right? So you're down 3 guys effectively, 2 for sure, and that happens to you get blown off the floor in the fourth. You give up 36 points, and LeBron went 0 for 2 in the fourth quarter with 3 turnovers, and they were just careless, uninterested, I'm out of it kind of turnovers. Well, he's sure. I mean, I'm trying to give him a break here. Is he not maybe pointing the finger at himself? We've never seen him do that before, but I'm just asking.
The one thing we know about LeBron, he's not lazy. Eddie, you play with him. He's going to put the time in on the court. He's going to put the time in off the court to make sure he's ready, mentally, physically, and emotionally prepared. But Skip, that's not good enough. What they
Okay, so who's he calling? Who's he calling out? I want to know.
I think the whole team.
Yeah.
I think everybody needs
Lazy?
Yeah,
I mean,
Ty Lue,
everybody.
you get lazy too. Ty Lue, you getting fat over there now. You getting fat? Hey, Ty Lue.
Is that from you or from LeBron?
Hey, all I'm saying is we hold everybody accountable. LeBron James camp, he holds everybody accountable.
And you know what? To hold the coach accountable, it's like when they fired Jay Kidd. I think sometimes it's a raw deal.
Right.
Because coach can give you a game plan. It's up to you, the players, to go out there and implement it.
Correct.
And also do it the right way.
Right.
And play hard and play for each other. When you stop playing for each other, and that's what you see. You see the one time where Jay Crowder steps over Kevin Love. You know, when Kevin Love's on the ground, he literally steps over, looks at him and steps over. That tells me that there's internal problems because you play for your brother. As soon as you see him down, you run over, pick up. You look at all the teams that are winning. They do that. If a guy falls down on the ground, you might have all 4 guys rushing to him trying to pick him up.
And I'm going to push you out of the way. And if you're on the opposing team, I'm going to push you out the way so I can get to him to hip him up.
And by the way, the other night after we read reportedly that Isaiah Thomas called out Kevin Love in that aforesaid team.
And he just got
He called him out and he just got there?
And see, that's the problem, too. And not only that he just got there, I think it doesn't matter who calls you out, it's how you do it.
Right.
You know, because we're all here and we all want the best and we're trying to get where we're going. Well, if you haven't stepped out on the court, I think that's a slippery slope for you to start pointing fingers instantly when you haven't produced. You haven't even had a training camp. And I think that's another part of the process, the reason why they're struggling. They're a veteran team, and, you know, when you come into training camp, you come in shape, but then you use training camp and the preseason to get in those game shapes because you can't simulate that.
So what did Kevin do in the next game? He gets a rebound and leans exaggeratedly way down to hand the ball to little Isaiah like a little Christmas
Because think about it. They have it going early on. Isaiah missed the first 30 games. They got their rotation. Okay, here come Isaiah comes back. They're trying to get a rotation. Now Kevin Love's gone. If you make a trade, even if you don't, Kevin Love come back. You got to try to find a rotation. He's going to be back, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the playoff starts? Now you got to try to find a rotation that you're going to go to try to win 4 games with over the next 2 weeks.
And look, they've been doing that all season. LeBron got hurt in training camp, so they weren't able to see what mix and match, what working. They're doing this all on the fly right now. But you look at the standings, they're still third. And you look below them, they're still going to make the playoffs. Struggling they are, still going to make the playoffs.
I hope they're going to make the playoffs.
They're going to make the playoffs. I don't see too many teams jumping in front of them, so they'll be like 3 or 4.
To say for the Cleveland Cavaliers?
No, that's a failure in itself right there. I mean, they weren't going to beat the Warriors anyway, especially the way they play now.
You off the bandwagon? You're talking like you're off.
No, I'm not leaving Bron.
Huh?
Bron, look here. We know what this man is capable of, Skip. I'm still holding out hope that Dan Gilbert will make a move, make one of these old power moves, go get us DeAndre and Lou Williams.
Hey, but so if they do that, y'all going to give up that first round pick, right? So basically, they're going to have to. They're going to have to give that first round pick.
LeBron won't stay.
You got. That's the only reason. That's the only way that they could pull that off. You got to give up that first round pick, and then the Clippers are starting to look good, and you know your boy might be out here next year.
No, they ain't got enough pieces. Gallinari. You want LeBron to go play with Gallinari?
No, they got a lot of cap.
Shannon Sharp, I'm not going to let you off the hook. If, in fact, LeBron's not pointing the finger at himself with this lazy shot that he took passive-aggressively, who's he calling out? Why didn't he ever use names? Why don't you ever put names in? IT, you're lazy. I don't know, Kyle Korver, you're lazy.
No.
Why not?
No, you can't do that.
You can do anything you want. You're LeBron James.
In the meeting.
You do that in the meeting, yeah.
And that's how if Isaiah had a problem with Kevin Love, he could have went to Kevin Love and like, Kev, what's up? He's like, I know that you weren't here this time, but I don't believe this is the first time that you left the arena. Address him like that. But you try to address this man, because you got to realize Kevin Love is still a man. Although you might think, oh, I was second team all NBA and all this, and no.
One thing we know, LeBron isn't taking a shot at Kevin Love because he just broke his hand, so he can't be lazy, right?
I want to know who's leaking this information, letting everybody know what happened in the team meeting.
LeBron's camp.
LeBron ain't.
Because the team meeting is that's something that's very sacred, precious. There, you have that meeting. I mean, ain't nobody coming out telling the coach is always gonna ask, "Hey, everything good in there? Y'all okay?" All we say is yes, and we keep it pushing. But none of those things should ever come out.
Yeah, like who leaked that information that Tom Brady hurt his thumb in practice?
I don't know.
Leak the information. You have to put on the injury report.
It went on the injury report. Boston Globe got the story before he got to the injury report the next day. But that's neither here nor there.
I've had enough of LeBron James.
LeBron James will work his way through this.
Up next, we are joined by the best receiver nobody knows. His name's that Keenan Allen guy.
Allen.
He's coming right here. Stay tuned.